In the pale hush before dawn, when the mist clings to the ancient mountains like a lingering dream, the land of Korea awakens with the echo of legends. This is a realm shaped not only by kings and scholars, but by warriors whose names resound through centuries like the beating of war drums. Here, beneath the ever-changing sky, valor and wisdom are woven together in the tapestry of history, a heritage carved in stone and sung in stories, where every blade of grass remembers the footsteps of heroes. Let us step into the world of ancient Korean warriors, where honor glimmers like the first light on a sword's edge, and loyalty is forged stronger than tempered steel. Among them, none are more renowned than the Hwarang, the flower knights of Silla, whose spirit marries martial prowess to the gentle grace of poetry and music, whose hearts thrum with the pulse of duty, and whose hands hold both the bow and the brush. The legend of the warrior in Korea is born from myth and necessity, emerging from the shadows of kingdoms at war. The three kingdoms, Goguryeo, Baekje, and Silla, each raised their own champions, sculpting ideals that would endure beyond the fall of dynasties. In Goguryeo, the northern kingdom where the rivers run swift and the mountains stand sentinel, warriors were shaped by hardship, painted in murals with fierce eyes and taut muscles, their armor gleaming like the scales of dragons. They rode into battle with the wind in their hair, arrows nocked, banners snapping above them, a vision of power and discipline. Baekje, nestled by gentle hills and winding streams, sent its warriors across the sea, sharing culture and art as easily as the sword. Here, martial skill blended with elegance, and the exchange with Japan formed new traditions. Yet the heart of the Baekje fighter remained rooted in the soil of his ancestors. Loyalty to the kingdom, to the king, to the gods of the land. This was the creed that carried them into the fray. But it is in Silla, the kingdom of gold and wisdom, that the Hwarang arise, a brotherhood unlike any other, whose legacy shimmers with both beauty and ferocity. They are not merely soldiers, but seekers of virtue, young men chosen for their grace, intellect, and courage, trained to master both the sword and the soul. Their teachers are monks, sages, generals. Their lessons, the mountains and the rivers, the songs of the wind and the silence of the temple. In their hands the bow sings and the blade dances, and in their hearts burn the 5 commandments of the Hwarang: loyalty to the king, devotion to friends, courage in battle, restraint in killing, and unfailing right conduct. Imagine the Hwarang at dawn, gathered on a dewy field where wildflowers nod in the breeze. Their hanbok, flowing like rivers, catch the golden light. White, blue, red, each color a symbol, each stitch a story. They move with the grace of cranes, limbs supple, steps measured, eyes serene. Their training is relentless. Archery beneath the watchful gaze of the pines, swordplay where the clang of steel rings out like thunder, wrestling in the dust until sweat and laughter mingle. But it is not brute strength that defines them. It is the harmony of body and mind, the balance of discipline and compassion. In the heat of battle, the Hwarang become a tempest. Faces set, voices raised in the ancient war cry. They ride horses bred for speed and stamina, thundering across fields where the grass bends in submission. Arrows flash in the air, finding their mark with unwavering precision. Swords gleam, banners whip in the wind, and the earth trembles beneath the charge. The enemy meets not just a wall of steel, but an unyielding force of conviction. Men who fight for their homeland, for their brothers, for the ideals that shape their souls. The chronicles of Silla speak of legendary Hwarang who changed the fate of kingdoms. Kim Yu-sin, the general who united the peninsula, is remembered as a man of both strategy and virtue, whose loyalty was unbreakable, and whose courage was as vast as the sea. His presence on the battlefield was a beacon, rallying the troops with words that soared above the din of conflict. A reminder that even amidst chaos, honor must never falter. Under his command, the Hwarang became more than warriors. They were architects of destiny, wielding influence with both spear and spirit. And yet the path of the warrior is not measured only in victory. There are moments of darkness, of loss, of sacrifice. In the Imjin War centuries later, when Japanese invaders swept across Joseon, the legacy of the ancient warriors was called forth once more. Admiral Yi Sun-sin, a commander of both sea and soul, led his men with the same indomitable spirit. His turtle ships, armored and fierce, became the guardians of the coast, and his strategies turned the tide against overwhelming odds. In the thick of battle, beneath smoke and fire, the courage of old lived on, a testament to the enduring power of honor and ingenuity. Throughout Korea's history, the warrior is both shield and mirror for the nation. The code they follow, whether written or whispered, shapes the heart of the people. In the training grounds, where sweat falls like rain and the clatter of wooden swords fills the air, boys become men not only through strength, but through the forging of character. The lessons of the Hwarang ripple outward, to protect with compassion, to lead with wisdom, to honor one's word as the highest law. Beyond the battlefield, the influence of the warriors blooms in unexpected places. The Hwarang compose poetry in the quiet hours, their verses echoing the beauty of the mountains and the sorrow of separation. They sing songs that weave together longing and hope, their voices rising like birds at dusk. Their hands craft art, their minds pursue scholarship, and in every aspect of life they seek the harmonious unity of martial and cultural excellence. Theirs is a legacy that does not age, but grows deeper, richer, more mysterious with time. As centuries turn, the temples and monuments of Korea stand as silent witnesses. The granite faces of ancient statues, the worn stones of fortress walls, the delicate carvings of shrines. These are the markers of sacrifice and aspiration, the footprints of those who shaped the destiny of kingdoms. In the shadowed halls of Bulguksa Temple, incense curls upward in prayer, and the whisper of the past lingers. Here, the spirit of the warrior and the philosopher are one, the echo of footsteps on polished wood, the flicker of candlelight on gilt altars, the hush that follows a prayer for peace. Today, the legacy of the ancient warriors endures in every facet of Korean life. Their values, honor, loyalty, courage are etched into the soul of the nation. Festivals bloom in their memory. Masked dancers whirl beneath lanterns, their movements retelling battles and triumphs. In markets, storytellers recount the feats of Kim Yu-sin, the wisdom of the Hwarang, the heroism of Admiral Yi Sun-sin. Children wear hanbok and mimic the archers of old, their laughter mingling with the music of flutes and drums. The spirit of the warrior is not lost. It is reborn with each generation, a flame that cannot be extinguished. Consider the discipline of martial training, the ritual of archery practiced at dawn, the art of horseback riding across mist-shrouded fields. These are not merely skills, but celebrations of life and resilience. The Hwarang, in their pursuit of perfection, teach us that true strength is found in unity, of body and mind, of community and country. Their dedication to self-mastery, to the service of others, becomes a path that anyone may walk, a lesson that transcends the battlefield. In the heart of the old capital Gyeongju, the tombs of kings and generals rise like green waves against the sky. Here, the wind carries the stories of valor. Here, the stones remember. The gold crowns of Silla gleam within museum cases, intricate and delicate, symbols of a time when warriors were poets and statesmen. The bell of King Seongdeok rings out, its voice deep and resonant, calling all who hear to remember the past, to honor the sacrifices that carved the future. As the sun sets behind the mountains, casting long shadows across the hanok rooftops and bamboo groves, the spirit of the ancient Korean warrior whispers in the hush. It is found in the flicker of lanterns at a festival, in the solemn bow of a scholar before his teacher, in the steadfast gaze of a soldier guarding his homeland. The story of the Hwarang and their kin is not a tale locked in the past, but a living current, flowing through art, song, ritual, and memory. This is the legacy of echoes of ancient Korea, a land born not only of conquest, but of legend, where the courage of warriors and the wisdom of poets are forever entwined. In every temple and monument, in every story and song, the values that once shaped kingdoms remain, guiding the heart of a people who remember, who honor, who endure. The final image lingers, stone statues standing vigil in the moonlight, moss creeping over carved faces, petals drifting on silent ponds. The monuments of Korea are not merely relics. They are living witnesses, guardians of honor and sacrifice. The Hwarang, the generals, the nameless soldiers who fought and fell for their homeland. Their spirits walk with us still, in the hush before dawn and the golden blaze of sunset. Their legacy is a promise and a challenge, to seek wisdom, to defend with courage, to live with integrity, and to remember that every act of honor ripples outward, shaping the world anew. In the end, the story of Korea's legendary warriors is not just one of war, but of harmony, a song sung by generations, a dance of steel and silk, a testament to the enduring power of virtue. Their monuments rise against the sky, their names echo in the halls of memory, and their values remain, forever part of the soul of Korea.